Hey, morning, afternoon, good evening, guys. Looks like today I'm working on my friend's 60 Rambler. It's the same exact body as my Turtle, my 60 Turtle Rambler. But he's got a factory generator on it, and he wanted a internal regulated alternator on it. So he found that Power Master, this company here, these guys here, they sell a conversion kit where the alternator looks just like a generator, and it's got an internal regulator in it, but he wants the old regulator assembly on the fender well with the wiring and everything to look factory. So here's what I got. So here's the original generator. See the shape of it here, and then you look at the Power Master. I've already started here, and it bolted up pretty well. Some massaging of some of the brackets had to be done a little bit to get it to sit in there snugly, but the case looks exactly the same. It's all aluminum, so it's a lot lighter than the old one. Here's some of the wiring that came off the old one. It had a ground wire here. It had a capacitor that went to this as the battery terminal, and you can run this from the straight from the starter solenoid or from the battery. It's a small, it's only like 40 amp or 60 amp or something, so the wire size on it here will be just fine. And then this was similar. This is for the idiot light on the dash, and he wants that to work as well. So, and it says here you can run that light wire right to this alternator to turn that light off like it's supposed to be. So he wants that done. So I got these wires just kind of sitting here right now. Now if anybody's ever wondering why this had a capacitor on the end of it that went to the positive wire as well from the battery, and it was grounded with a ground wire and grounded to the case. Usually capacitors are with point systems a lot of times, and sometimes they're used to help keep radio or interference noise down, like through the radio, stuff like that. But a lot of times they're used when you have a point system, and it had of course ignition points, and the regulator was a point style. So here with the regulator, I gutted the regulator. This is one that sits on the firewall. I'm sure many of you have seen, and had a cover like that, but he wants all the wires on it so it looks factory. So what I did was I just gutted all the little armatures out of there and everything, and the windings and stuff. See how they attach on the bottom? And then I'll put the top on it, and it'll mount right here. And then all these wires, these two big ones, will go where they're supposed to. And then with my voltmeter, I did a resistance check on the wire for the light, and I found out that this is the wire to come straight from the light. This green wire here that used to be for armature, I believe, goes down to here, and this should come straight from the light. So I'm going to use this wire. I'm going to tap the red one right into the old green wire here, and then this is just a ground, so that'll be it, and it'll look all factory, no cutting up of any of the wiring in it. And this was a ground wire that's running probably from here, but I can go ahead and just keep the ground wire and ground it to the case. It's not going to hurt anything, and I think that'll be fine. That'll work out really nice, and we'll see how this thing works out. They've been around for a while. I would think they're pretty reputable by now. But this thing's pretty neat. It's a factory color. It's almost, it might look pink in the video, but it's I think it's called a rose. And yeah, it's kind of how mine should have looked if it was all original. He likes to do stuff original, so as much of it's original. I put in the AC system. It's a factory option, so we still have to finish hooking that up, but the unit's down there. It's pretty neat. You can see that thing. Pretty neat little deal under there. Yep, you have the seat covers all stitched, factory stitching and everything. Yeah, I've done some minor work to this thing. I added on the filter assembly to it, and some suspension work. But I just wanted you guys to see this, and I'll go ahead and finish this up, and we'll see how it looks. Yeah, check out these things here. never been too much of a fan of these type connectors with the plastic ends on them. They just look so bad, especially in a visual area. So I got these different sizes. They're non-insulated connectors. These are so nice and clean. And then I got this neat little kit of assorted sizes for heat shrink. Really nice kit. I think most of it's probably Amazon or something, you know. But that works really nice. And then what I can do, and it leaves a small impression. See, I got it clamped in there. Clamp the wires together, and then my heat shrink. And then when I shrink it up, it looks so nice and thin. It's not all bulky and hanging out and stuff, and you can hardly even tell it's there. So I really like those things a lot better. The plastic ones, and the plastic gets in the way sometimes. It just looks so terrible. It sounds good though. Yeah, everything looks good. And it's charging 14 volts, so it should be fine. All right.
See the exhaust manifold on it?
Yeah, it's like just a piece of steel, huh? That's kind of wild.
Exhaust pipe that they put over.
Wow. Yeah, just from the sides or something? Yeah, it's crazy.
But it worked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all these years it's still together.
Yeah.
Didn't crack like the cast iron ones, huh?
No, and I'm guessing it's probably original.
Yeah.
Well, this car's only got 87,000 miles on it.
Okay.
But it runs good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, the conversion was pretty flawless, so I think it'll be good. So you're gonna go for a drive then?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well, job is done. Looks like the conversion worked out pretty well. It's charging 14 volts. The regulator, the old regulator's on there, gutted. But it looks all factory, you can't even tell. And I guess that's about it. Thanks for watching.